Radio Zero with Rick and Rose. I've got a special guest helping me out for a few minutes. Rose had an emergency, and I couldn't figure out how to reschedule the live stream, so she'll be here in a few minutes. Say hello to the former bag boy and the former bread boy. It's just our boy.
Boy is a little reductive.
Yeah,
but
sorry. You can subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or go to radiozero.us. We're live streaming on Facebook for the time being, on the Radio Zero page and the Poster Children page, on Twitch at PCJCUSA, and on the Poster Children YouTube channel. You can patronize us at patreon.com/Radio Zero. And, Poster Children, Nonagon, are playing November 26th at the Bottom Lounge in Chicago. Be there, get vaccinated, get maxinated, and we'll see you there. This will be the only Poster Children show this year, and it may be the only one for the next year. Who knows? All right. So yeah, like I said, Rose had a little bit of emergency and couldn't make it, and so I'm giving this a try. I am not able to see the comments, so if I've messed up the audio or anything like that for the live streamers, I apologize.
Why don't you just open the comments?
I'm trying to, but I can't. Yeah, I can't find the live stream. Anyways, all right. So maybe we should talk a little bit. You've been videotaping public meetings lately, and you've been.
But before that,
oh, here we go. He's going to take advantage of this situation.
Yeah. If I had a nickel for every time one of my managers at work was a creepy person who might be a pedophile, I would have 2 nickels. And that's not a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
It's at least 2 people.
Yeah.
God,
I keep breathing into the microphone.
Yeah, you got to learn how to be a professional podcaster. So you are part of the great what is it called? The Great Quitting? What is it called? The
October strike.
October strike. Is that what we're calling it?
That's what I heard some people call it back in September, but I haven't heard anything about it since then. I think they're all dead.
They're all at work.
That could be it too.
So, other stuff. Yeah.
Stuff.
So you went to another school board meeting.
Yes.
You got yelled at there, right?
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, that was a good one. I forgot. So when I set up the camera, I thought it would be fine if I set it up like next to the podium, not really next to it, but closer to it than the other those schmucks with their camcorders without optical zoom, and yeah. So I set up my camera there, not my camera, your camera. And, Jesus, you're upset.
No. I'm trying to make sure I can see the comments.
Okay.
This is what happens on the radio, is that the other person, when the other person's talking, the other person is doing other stuff.
Well, yeah, so I didn't bring the zoom lens, and then I find out from someone at the, I don't remember what her actual job title was, but she was in charge of something, and she told me that I had to move back behind the tables.
There's like a press line or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to go back there, and then I realized it was going to look terrible. The framing was going to be all messed up if I didn't have it zoomed in well enough. So I got in the car and drove home, and yeah.
Got a lens.
Got a lens. Well, no. I got in the car, drove home, and realized that nobody was home. and I left my key in my bag, and I left my bag in the auditorium. So that was around when I texted you, "Where's the spare key?" And
Except
you,
it came out like, "Where's the Murphy?"
yes, and you didn't respond. So I asked, "How much does it cost to replace a window?" And you didn't respond to that either. So
I didn't get your messages until after I was, I was in a meeting or something. I didn't see those messages until much later. Continue.
and this justifies me breaking the window. No. I got back in the car, drove back. It was a real, if any of you have seen the movie Whiplash, it was a real Whiplash moment. I was texting my friend during this, so it was even more of a Whiplash thing. Like that scene where he forgets his drumsticks and he rents a car and drives back to wherever it was to get them, and he's like texting and talking on the phone and stuff while he's driving, and then he gets into a car crash and yeah, it was like that, but I didn't need to be texting. I mean I was using the speech to text thing. I'm not dumb, but
Pause. Continue.
my eye was itchy.
No,
Okay.
yeah, go ahead. You're
And then I
driving
started-
recklessly.
Yeah, and then I started itching it, and it felt really good, and
Yep.
I couldn't think of anything to say because
Okay, so you
You
get
know-
back to the meeting with the lens.
I get back to the meeting with the lens, and
What?
I'm trying not to breathe
Just
into the microphone.
just keep talking. That's all. That's the most important part. No dead air.
Okay, so I get back to the meeting, and this woman whose last name is Swan, and that's not a joke. She's really, I think her whole thing is she's trying to ruin the word swan. And she gets up on the stage, not the stage, the
Podium?
The place. She goes up to the podium, and no, you got to specify because someone did try to get up on the podium once, and that's a different
Stood
thing.
at the podium.
Yeah, she stood at the podium, and said, "Before we start the time, I'm going to request that he stop recording. He is not a member of the media. He is a student. He should not be here." And
At a school board meeting.
at a
Students
school board
aren't
meeting,
allowed.
students should not be at their school board meetings. Only neo-Nazis. And these people are technically parents, one could argue, but they do not have, their kids are all homeschooled. So
Let's continue in this without casting aspersions. You just talk about what happened.
these people are twats.
No,
Moving
come on, please.
Okay. I'm gonna regret that. Sorry. Yeah. So then the board director was like, just turn off your camera while she's talking, and I was like, all right. I turned off my camera and then pulled out my phone, and sorry, my breath.
Public.
Yes,
Public meeting,
so
but
it's a
you were
public
told-
meeting.
Yeah.
And I spoke to a lawyer who is also my AP US history teacher. So he's the one who's it all goes back to him. I mean, he's teaching us about the 1619 project.
Come
He's-
on.
No,
Don't throw people under the bus here just for
I'm
a
not
joke.
throwing him under the bus for a joke. It's a good joke though. He already hates me.
It's the
Yeah, so-
Illinois Open Meetings Act. You're
But
supposed
not-
to be allowed to videotape it, right?
But not just that. Any place where the person being recorded does not have a reasonable expectation of privacy.
oh yeah.
So you can record people in Target. You can record people in Walmart. It's just these big fucking stores is where all the weird people that need to be recorded are.
It is a private space. Like they can forbid you from recording in there. Anyways, continue.
It is, yeah.
Let's not go off on a tangent. Here.
Companies,
Let's stay focused on you. You got told to turn off your camera.
yes.
You got
And
singled out.
I spoke to another member of the media. I shouldn't say another. I guess a real member of the media later afterwards, who said that it was like I was recording people in in a store, and they were asking me to stop filming them. It's like that. And so after, looking up what the law is, and then also talking to my lawyer friend teacher.
Well, these are people who published a video of you talking.
Oh,
right,
yeah, that's the other thing.
previously
These are
at a
people who
meeting.
published a video of me talking,
And,
and I don't know if you remember a recent episode several months ago, but yeah.
Okay, so
And
But-
they didn't face any repercussions, even though it had my home address in it, and it was posted on an alt-right message board. So
but then the school board president.
yeah, he came up to us afterwards and
apologized.
apologized. So
And
that was
so
nice.
did
I mean, I understood why he told me to, do
They're
that. 'Cause
and
it's
yeah, they're just trying to get through these meetings without, just trying to deal with all the crazies.
Yeah, and that was fine. And
hijacking their meetings.
I got the video anyways.
And then you went to a library meeting. Same
Yes.
problem.
We have the same weird thing on our foreheads.
I don't.
Is
think
my
I have
camera
a-
on? It's got like this part like halfway down. It starts sticking out.
It's called a brow. I don't think
But
it's a
it's-
weird thing. I've never noticed that. You're a little too hyper focused on your forehead. Anyways, so same thing. So there was
That's
a
what
library
someone with a misshapen skull would say, but okay.
a library board meeting.
Yes, a library board meeting. There is a person who worked at the library supposedly put up a porn book on display in the children's section, as one does.
But that's not true.
No, it's not true. Someone put it up, but we don't know who. And yeah, and a very small group of parents who actually no.
There
A very small group of parents were upset, and they said that the library is peddling porn to children, and they were in this group called the School Advocacy Group or Club, something like School Advocacy Clan, it might have been, and which is really, sources have said that it's a front for the McLean County Republican Party, or GOP, which stands for Grand Old Party, for those of you who don't know. It stands for Grand Old Party.
Yes, everyone knows that.
It sounds klexic.
It's just an old name. So
Yeah.
So more yelling at library.
Yeah.
at
They
the
were
library
yelling
now.
at the library, and they wanted to, they wanted the librarians to take responsibility, and it's all, a ploy to get libraries defunded.
Yeah, defund the library.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Hold on. Someone at the library board meeting who I had not seen before went up to speak and then said, "Graham, please turn off your camera. You can't be filming." And then everyone just yelled at her until she stopped talking. So that was fun for me.
All right. Yeah. So people are defending the right. So yeah, if you're going to be at a public meeting and protest this stuff, you should. You have to deal with the fact that you're going to be videotaped.
Yes.
You don't have a right to privacy when you're in a public forum in an open meeting. In the same way that public meetings that are held publicly, you can't tell certain people that they can't attend the meetings, right, or observe the meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, former bag boy. So if you're going to talk, Rose, you're going to have to talk on the microphone. So
Wait,
we're going to have to switch over.
One more thing. I want to apologize for something I said the last time I was here. I greeted the audience and my parents with the words "sup, fuckers," and you're laughing now, but you were. It should be noted that you were visibly distraught.
I feel like you kind of undermine yourself when you say things like that, and then other people point to that.
And that's exactly what happened.
Exactly. That's why I look disappointed. It's not that I'm, I can't, you're You're almost 18. There's only so much control I can assert over you, and I think you can.
Can I borrow the car?
You have to pick up your brother. All right. Okay, let's pass it over to your mother here.
All right. Nice to see you all. The people in the computer.
What?
We did not talk about Dune.
Please, let's make this a quick and seamless transition.
Thank you.
Hello,
former-
fuckers.
Hey, come on. And I forgot to
You
mention
don't
that
call me mommy for nothing.
I forgot to mention that we do have a new patron, but it's good. I forgot until you. You can't. You don't have your headphones on yet.
I can hear you.
We have a new patron, Dr. B.
Who's that?
Dr. B. Someone you've known
do we know-
almost your whole life.
Dr. B. Oh,
Yeah.
Dr.
Yeah,
B.
new
Hi.
patron. Yes.
Wow, that's
thank you.
very nice.
Oh, I didn't play the music. This episode is discombobulated.
I'll tell you who's discombobulated is me. We just had an incident. You didn't say what happened down there?
Nope. I said you were you had an emergency at school,
Yep, we sure did.
and I couldn't figure out how to stop the live stream in time.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Somebody got hurt. So and hopefully they're better now. And that's probably all I can say.
Yeah.
Somebody
Certainly is.
got the paramedics were called, and it's weird when something like that happens right in front of you, and you're the person who's being
The boss lady?
you're the boss lady.
Yeah.
But it is even like oh my God, yeah, the students are freaking out, professors are freaking out. I'm going onto the Facebook here.
Yeah, see, I could not see the comments, and so I'm not even sure if this is
Oh yeah, you have
working.
to click on something.
Yeah.
Like where
I'm
should
sure.
I go to?
I do understand how basic web interfaces work with the click action.
Yeah,
but the-
so Facebook, my friend, is not a basic web interface. It's not basic, although it is basic. Well, I just
most
clicked
of my
it.
interaction with Facebook does involve clicking, though. So I figured I would have
Is
to
it
click on
Poster
something.
Children,
But
or is it on the? I
as
can't
a-
find this.
all right,
Oh, happy birthday to my sister today. Okay, there we go. All right, I see it now. Again, you have to click on it again to see the. Rick, you have a booger hanging from your nose. Mike Berry says the hippie. Mike Berry says he's got tickets, so you must have been talking
where
about.
are you?
I clicked
where are you
on
seeing
something.
all this?
I know how web interfaces work, so can you please
You
live
clicked on
stream
something.
these videos?
Yeah, but you apparently don't know how to
Dune,
explain.
chip off the old block. Yeah, no, I clicked on something. Facebook. Now I have to pull up the Radio Zero one. Okay, so how are you, Rick? What did you think of our faculty meeting today? Wasn't it awesome?
It was 2 hours long.
But awesome, right?
Sure. I don't want to talk about that really. I don't
Okay,
think it's
all
worth
right.
talking about.
What do you
but-
want to talk about?
Well, no, I mean, well, okay.
It's not worth talking about. Okay, there's nobody on the Radio Zero
Okay,
Facebook
that's why I'm not
chat.
seeing any comments.
Yeah. But Tim and Rose, I don't know how you say Pones, PWN. Mike Berry, I don't know how you pronounce that. Okay, so are we gonna? So if we talk about Dune, do we have to say like spoiler alert? 'Cause
Yeah.
you got,
Well,
you know
no,
what? Okay,
yeah.
if you haven't read the book, it came out in 1965, so you have no hi Larry, you have no excuse, and we're just going to talk about it. And there's sand. There's a sand planet.
You've had 50 years.
You've had 56 years to read this book.
Oh yeah, okay. I see.
Pones. It is Pones. Okay. So I've been waiting for this since the last Dune movie came out. I've been waiting for somebody to fix it, because the last Dune movie, how does somebody? I know it's David Lynch, but how does somebody make a movie that bad?
There was a mini-series. There've been a few more Dunes in the meantime.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't
But-
know about that.
Yeah. You're really into Dune, but you're not going to go seek out. Yeah. You didn't
No,
watch
I'm not.
the-
Yeah, I'm not a non-canon follower. I was that part of the canon. I'm sorry. There was a
the
Dune-
TV
Oh,
mini-series.
When did that come out?
Again, I'm
Did
the
you
one
just
who
fart?
who didn't read Dune.
Yeah.
I'm not
Exactly.
hugely invested
You
in
didn't read
so-
it. You didn't read all the books, and you also didn't learn how to write in Fremen
That's right.
like
So
I did.
why is it my responsibility to know when the Dune miniseries and
I was busy.
yeah, okay.
Okay. So, what'd you think?
I thought it was okay.
Okay.
It did not. There were only a couple places where I laughed. Jason Momoa, I think needs a beard. Trying to think of other really controversial takes I have.
What did you laugh? When did you laugh? My deep lives.
I think maybe
Yes.
like the 30th Zendaya, dream appearance.
So then that's just because when they what is that called when you put it in front of people and when they focus grouped it, people's comments were there's not enough Zendaya in it.
Well, it makes sense.
Children of Dune
Yeah, it's
miniseries,
interesting to me the idea of him, having dreams and seeing the future, and I guess the frustration with it is that I had is like could it have been more interesting? Like, so I think what's interesting about Arrival, right? I mean, that would be a fair movie to compare it to.
Since it's the same director.
Yeah,
All right, let's
it's
hear
like
it.
I liked the way Arrival dealt with time or visions. I mean, you can see why there's an appeal, for this, for Dune, for Denis Villeneuve, or however you say it. But I guess it just felt fine. It didn't feel, it felt like the I mean, I liked the new Blade Runner too. And it's kind of, I think the feeling is okay, yeah, he didn't screw it up.
Yeah,
right?
that's
And so I've been so conditioned by the intellectual property of my whole sort of formative years being ruined.
for instance.
Well, yeah, you could say Dune, even though it's not.
Okay, but so
And-
for instance, what other intellectual properties of your childhood?
I have controversial opinions about the Batman movies.
I was just gonna say Batman. Yeah, I don't like him either.
And but yeah, I think he doesn't ruin things, which I think is good. And so but again, I have no emotional investment in Dune. I had an emotional investment in Blade Runner, and so. But it's kind of the same feeling. A very beautiful movie, well done, but it isn't going to be a movie that I watch a lot. And then I did check my watch. And I was
saw
like,
you
"Oh
checked
my
your
god,
watch and-
there's
and-
another hour of this." And that's always a bad thing. But I also understand that if you want to. Trying to get through half of that frickin' book in 2.5 hours is a pretty amazing feat.
Yeah.
Right. And it kept moving. I didn't get. I definitely did not hit a barrier until about 90 minutes in. And the thing is I've watched 3-4 hour movies. If the movie engages me,
You've slept through three.
I've slept through 3. Yeah, I've slept through long movies too. But yeah, I thought it was fine.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Blade Runner 2024. It was like, like I don't know, like I never watched it again. I think you guys went to see it again, and I was just like, I'll knit instead. It's weird because I'm a huge Blade Runner fan. I have that whole first movie memorized. I watched it every day during one summer.
But
I'm not
what
sure
it did
why I
help
did
me
that.
realize, because I've never read Dune, it did give me some fuel to diminish George Lucas even more, right? It's just like, oh my God, like I know all the Hidden Fortress stuff and the Flash Gordon stuff, but it's like, oh, okay. So the missing component in Star Wars that I didn't realize is Dune. It's like the stew that is Star Wars. It's like, oh wow, there's a lot of Dune in Star Wars also. And so I've been ignorant of that.
What's really funny is that I Todd Osborne is saying, Dune, quote, "It was fine." Then he wrote, "I can't wait."
Again, I'm a person who's
Yeah,
predisposed
he doesn't like
to
anything.
I don't like.
He doesn't like any movie
I-
except After Hours. That's the only movie he likes.
I barely tolerate.
It has to have a white man feeling uncomfortable, which it did have.
I watched the first Lord of the Rings movie, but I can barely tolerate the rest of them. I mean, and so for me, the kind of fantasy, sci-fi, Dune world is something that I can barely tolerate just in general. It's just not something I like. I don't like dress-up movies, right? In a way, I like more, and I know a sci-fi
like
movie. Like what I'm
realistic
talking about
movies.
is, like I've only watched one episode of the what is it called? The Queen? Not the Queen. What is it called? Is that what it's
I
called?
didn't watch it.
Yeah, but like the historical dramas and the people in their 1700s garb
Yeah, he doesn't like
dancing
that.
around. I don't like that kind of stuff. But I like science fiction. And so Dune is very close to something that I could very easily hate, and I didn't. So for me, it's fine. Is a good review. I think,
It was
considering how-
like a 5-star review. So The Crown.
The Crown.
So
Thank you.
We got two.
Only
The Crowns.
one of the most popular shows on Netflix, not the most popular anymore.
Yeah. So before we start talking about that, if you watched it, I haven't. I'm the only person in America who hasn't watched it. But
I just watched one episode of The Crown, which is the Thatcher
no,
episode.
I thought you were talking about the Korean show.
Oh, Squid Game. Yeah, no.
So having read all of the Dune books and then even rereading, but I listened to it again.
What is it?
just
Chapter
recently.
House?
I Chapter
that-
House Dune. Yes.
that-
I read all the books and I think they changed my life. And I love Star Wars and it changed my life, right? And I don't put the two together at all. Like that so Star Wars is about like this magical being that's got so many midichlorians
Well,
that he's
okay,
got
yeah,
the force.
Don't.
Like
yeah.
he's got the force. Okay, like Luke's got the force, and there's good and evil in the world, and there's a balance. Okay, whereas Dune is more like it's a lot more about politics. It actually does politics well, whereas Star Wars doesn't. In fact, it could be said that the fucked up politics in the prequels were maybe George Lucas trying to be political and
try
just
to
failing,
be more Dune-like.
But the
Well,
politics in Dune are fantastic. So it's about politics.
Yeah.
It's about people. It's about. It's got women in it. Women rule. And there's like a force type thing, but it's not magical. It's you calming yourself.
Yeah. I'm not saying that. And so that's the thing about Star Wars. And when I talk about Star Wars, again, let's clarify. I'm just talking about the first
costumes.
movie. No, I'm talking about the first movie.
Okay, all right.
Is
Todd
that
Osborne agrees with me, by the way. Go on.
is that I'm not saying that Star Wars is a duplicate of Dune. I'm saying that if you watch The Hidden Fortress and you watch some Flash Gordon films and then you watch or you read Dune, I think you have almost all the pieces for Star Wars or inspiration. And there are others. I know there are others. World War II films, right? What's it called? There's lots of stuff. He's throwing in a bunch of stuff, but I definitely see some Dune in Star Wars. You don't think he read Dune? He read Dune. George Lucas read Dune. Give me
You
a
also
break.
read the Bible.
Right, and he read
They
Joseph
both read the
Campbell. I'm not
Bible.
saying saying that it's a perfect representation or it's obvious that there's
I think the only thing that's duplicated in both of those is the sand. Seriously.
all right. Okay, but that's because you're so deeply invested in
I
Dune,
am.
and you're not.
I'm closer to it. I'm closer to both the mythologies and both of the philosophies that are put forth in those movies. And so it's not all the same thing to me.
And then also from not having read the
Back
book,
issues.
but then seeing the movie, I mean, I feel like how influential was Lawrence of Arabia on Dune? And was it Lawrence of Arabia, or was it just that Frank Herbert, was, I mean, like what I want to know is, did Frank Herbert see Lawrence of Arabia, start doing a deep dive into that region and its history, and then write Dune? Or did he watch Lawrence of Arabia? Yeah. Or was he already
just
deep diving
intrigued about that
into
stuff and then,
the Middle Eastern
yeah.
sort
Because
of societies and politics, and then and then Lawrence of Arabia happened to come out a couple years before Dune did.
Because again, so even Lawrence of Arabia was, even the political story in Lawrence of Arabia is totally, has nothing to do with that of Dune also.
So I think the problem here is you're saying absolutely no, and I'm saying there's obvious precedents and influences, and so when you say absolutely no, I think that's ridiculous to deny, to treat Dune as this standalone thing that wasn't influenced by anything and then didn't influence any other things.
Okay, let's think about
It's ridiculous.
bands. Okay, so they're like, it's like, now I can't even think of any 90s bands. Like
So-
Dune is the blah of movies, and
Dune is the book Dune is the Beatles of sci-fi, right? What's the Beatles of sci-fi? Or so Lord of the Rings. Which one? Okay, so maybe
Lord of the
Dune
Rings.
is the Rolling Stones
Yes, or
of
the Who.
fantasy
or
sci-fi.
the Who. It's the Rolling Stones, yeah.
And then you've got the
The
Beatles,
Hobbit
which is
the
Lord
Beatles.
of the Rings.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, the Hobbit's the Beatles.
Yeah,
There you
the
go.
Hobbit is the Beatles.
And then the Lord of the Rings is the solo records.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Solo
so
careers?
Dune is
So
is
which
Rolling Stones.
Lord of the Rings book is Ringo? That's
There-
what I want to know. Because you know what's even
I
funnier
didn't read all those.
is there was a pitch. Do you all know about the pitch? There was a pitch for the Beatles to play to be in a Lord of the Rings film. Yep.
And what about Sting was in Dune?
That's
so,
right.
So
These
police-
connections. I mean, obviously, Dune influenced, the Synchronicity 2 video, right? You can't deny that,
yeah,
can you?
Yeah, yeah. Did it influence the song though, or was it just like some of those songs? You'd just be like, oh, let's put this. Here's.
So you're okay with saying Dune influenced Synchronicity 2, the music video, but you're not okay with Dune influencing Star Wars. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not elevating. I mean, it's basically saying George Lucas did a superficial job of trying to translate a complex, mythology, and kind of did it in a hand wavy way in Star Wars. I mean, to me, and he was trying to build a Dune like, political, structure,
You know what?
but doing
I
it
wish you
in
would
a
read the
super
book.
superficial way.
I wish you would read the Dune book. I wish you'd read it.
Why?
Can't you
I can
start
just watch the movies.
Start like 100 pages in.
The other thing, and I did get used to it, but I firmly believe that everyone should have had an English accent in Dune.
Yeah,
I don't think
that
you
I
can
didn't
have
care
you
about.
can have a sci-fi fantasy film set in that environment and have everyone talk like Americans. I thought that was terrible.
You know what?
A couple of them had accents too, which was even worse. It was just like, okay,
Oh yeah.
that person sounds like that person belongs in Dune because they're at least doing an English accent or a fake one or a mid-Atlantic accent at least. Come on, make
okay.
the effort.
I'm actually going to call out Sarah Garibaldi, who's probably going to fall over right now. I don't think she's listening to it right now, but maybe she'll listen to it later. But I had instructed her. I'd given her homework to read Dune because it's about a mom and a son. But also like, and it's got witch stuff in it. Like, so the Bene Gesserit, the mom is of an order of witches and stuff. And now, where was I going with this? They had the mom, like Jessica is her name.
That
she
I
looked
hate too.
Differently.
Wow, what's the deal with that?
The name
Jessica
Jessica?
and Paul. It's like at least
Because they changed their names afterward. They had fake Middle Eastern
like
names.
not even like Jess apostrophe Ika or something like that, right?
No, because she was from a normal green planet, Caladan, before that,
And these
they're
people are
royalty.
Humans too, right?
Yes, they are humans.
So there might still be people called Jessica in the year 10,000.
Yes, yeah. So
Ugh, I hate
anyway,
that.
whatever.
Paul,
They're because they're
Jessica.
royalty, and so their bloodlines have gone back many, many years.
What
right?
was the other guy's name? Duncan Hines. Just
Duncan,
those names.
Idaho.
Oh, even worse.
It was 1965 that this man wrote this book. What do you want from him? Now I can't remember what I was going to say.
Duncan. So
No, let me talk.
is there a
Let me-
theory that Thomas Pynchon is actually Frank Herbert? Duncan, Idaho.
that
Totally
makes
sounds like
my
a Thomas Pynchon
stomach
name.
hurt.
All right.
Play the lady music.
Which one is that? That's
You better know. Nope.
Dune, A Tale of a Mother and Her Son.
So I liked what I liked in the movie was I liked Jessica's costume when they first landed on the planet Arrakis, and I liked that she looked different than every there was a shot where I was like, who's that? Who's that
She
lady?
had so many
She
clothes.
She looked no, her face looked
Yeah.
different in
Yeah.
different things. Like sometimes her hair looked black and other times it looked red.
Who the hell is this?
Her hair is
this the same person?
That's what I was thinking. And then she's got her hair cut kind of witchy, like a little
Witchy.
bit. Yeah, I really liked that. So I will be looking forward to finding out if Sarah Garibaldi thought that was cool, and my other fellow people who are interested in witches. And I wish I had a witch hat now.
And I'm just remembering, so the old witch, they weren't called witches. Only the bad guys called them witches.
Correct.
What are they? They're not witches. They're
Bene Gesserit order.
Charlotte Rampling, who I can't ever...
Oh, that was Charlotte Rampling. Okay, I was trying to figure out.
Isn't
who-
she
yeah.
sliced open in Angel Heart? I watched Angel Heart a while ago, and I think she's
you watched
completely
Angel Heart without me?
disemboweled, and I can't ever see Charlotte Rampling
Wait.
without getting a little sick to my stomach.
That's not Peter Weir. Who is it? It's the guy who you don't like. It's not Alan Rudolph either. Who?
Yeah, it's not that I don't like him. Alan Parker.
Alan Parker, who you don't like. They're not called warlocks.
I like Alan Parker.
Do you like the movie Fame?
Okay. Actually, you could probably list all the Alan Parker movies, and I'll be like, no.
No.
Yeah, and when
no,
I watched Angel
no.
Heart, it was just kind of like, ugh, I kind of don't feel good watching this movie. I remember it being a little too much when it came out, and now
was
it feels...
pretty bloody, right?
Yeah, it's just so much, yeah.
And the parts where I laughed in Dune was there were like at least there were 2 shout outs to Apocalypse Now, and I was like, oh, come on, you really have to do that. And then there was another, did you think that the time when he ascended from the mud,
Yeah.
did you think that was
Yeah.
I mean, and then there's also we had a little hand
So he's
bleeding.
both. Is he both? Is he both Kurtz and Willard? I don't know. But yeah, no, it definitely... But it's hard not to have someone emerge from a murky pond, or what would be rice paddy, but pool without it seeming. I mean, that one might not have been intentional, but definitely the other one was intentional.
It was right at the beginning too. It was like, oh, come on, really? I want to be immersed in this, I want you to take me to Dune, and I want you to take me to Caladan, and please don't remind me that there's Apocalypse Now. Please don't remind me of what's his name? What's Kurtz's, who's the actor again?
Marlon Brando.
Yeah, please don't remind me of Marlon Brando when I'm seeing Dune. Come on.
Please.
Please leave, and then there was a little shout out to the new Star Wars too, which I thought was I liked that. I was like, I think he's shouting out to Star Wars.
I mean, it's interesting though. I mean, if you start thinking about Heart of Darkness, the book itself, now I'm wondering how influential
journey.
that was on Frank Herbert too. Now I'm going to have to read this freaking
Can you
book.
read the book so you
I
can?
don't want to. I didn't like it.
Well, then you can't sit and talk about it because
Sure I
the
can.
book is
It's
really
a podcast.
interesting.
I can do whatever I want.
That's true. Rick has more refined taste. He's going to watch Police Academy movies on HBO Max this weekend. No, you know what he's going to do? He's going to watch Starsky and Hutch.
We did watch.
We were watching Starsky and Hutch right before
Right
we
before.
left for the orchestra concert, the junior high orchestra concert. We're watching, and one of the kids is mad because Rick won't tell him which is Starsky and which is Hutch. And Rick says, it's the Jewish guy is Starsky. And then both the kids are like, which one is that? There's a blonde and a guy with black curly hair. Who do you think? And our kids don't know which is the Jew, which is a little worrisome. They've already been to Israel and everything. I guess Jews can look any way they want now. So anyway, they couldn't figure out who was Starsky. And Starsky, this is what happened at school today. Somebody fell over.
Well, Starsky, we just dropped in the middle of it. We're waiting to leave, and then Starsky is sick. at first I thought he was shot, but then I thought he was poisoned, and maybe like a DOA kind of situation where he's been poisoned and he's dying, and they're trying to figure out who poisoned him. But
Wait,
then
what is DOA? Is
dead on arrival.
He's not going to die. It's Starsky.
No, but the movie Dead on Arrival, the
Okay.
whole drama of the movie is the
I
guy
kept
finds out he's
saying-
been murdered, but he's still alive, right? And so the whole movie, he's trying to figure out who's poisoned him,
Oh, did
right?
not.
And he's,
Yeah.
and so that's what I was thinking. I need to
Yeah.
find out what happens in this. But it went to a commercial, and I said, okay, if the next scene is not Starsky in a hospital bed, then we're not going to see the movie. And then the commercials ended, and then for a split second, it was like you saw him.
No. The split second was it was an outdoor shot of the hospital and at night, right. And it said hospital. There's like a little lit up hospital sign, and then there he was. And
turned off the TV and went to see the movie.
Hutch was forced to take heroin. Is that true?
Oh yeah, there was I wasn't supposed
and
to
you know
watch
what?
this show.
David Lynch was influenced by Starsky and Hutch because Hutch was forced to take heroin, and so was the person who died in Twin Peaks. So David Lynch was totally influenced by Starsky and Hutch.
I'm sure he was. I don't think he'd deny that. Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, Graham did such a good. This is like a fantastic. What is that word that I'm looking for? He was imitating a fantastic impression of David Lynch. That was really good. Again, all right. So enough of Dune then. So at the end, the sandworm dies. I'm just kidding. It doesn't.
It's halfway through the book, right?
Which is,
as
thank God for that, too. Like, fucking first, the David Lynch Dune goes through, like, 4 of the... Yeah, don't forget Huggy Bear. David Lynch's Dune goes through, like, 4... See, you know what? I'll watch all of the... through 4 books. I'm not finishing my sentences. I will watch the documentaries. I don't know how many there are about how people couldn't make Dune, and you have to read the book.
Jodorowsky. It's Dune. No, I'm not going to read the book. I don't need to.
Well, and also there was a director that our child didn't know who it was.
Well, the younger child is very interested in the new Wes Anderson movie.
Why?
He likes the Fantastic Mr. Fox and Isle of Dogs, and he was like, this is the guy who did those animated movies, and it's got a whole bunch of people that he recognizes from other movies. And so he wants to see a Wes Anderson
he's like,
movie.
I want to see the Wes Anderson movie. And like Graham and I are like, let's go see Dune again on IMAX. And the 12-year-old's going, I want to see the Wes Anderson movie with Daddy. And,
exactly.
And then we were talking about another movie.
Thank God we got another snob in the house.
You know what? And you can hang out and sit.
We'll go. We'll watch.
You can talk to him during the movie.
Watch the French Dispatch, and then afterwards we'll get a coffee and talk about it.
The Dune books are thick. They're very thick, but they're thick like Atlas Shrugged, and I wish I'd never seen your Fountainhead. Don't see David Lynch's Dune. Don't see it.
Honestly, I've never seen it, and
What?
I've never seen David Lynch's Dune.
What?
I've never seen it.
He's blocked it out of his memory because it's that painful.
It came out before we were going out, and I didn't go see it. I remember when my aunt and uncle went to see it, and they were very upset.
It is an abomination.
I saw the preview, and the part where Sting does that. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of the Synchronicity 2 video, but I can't remember. But
so Baron Harkonnen, the evil guy in this movie, Jabba the Hutt, if you will,
Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah. So that character in the book is so ugly. Like it's a really good description of how ugly he is. So I just wonder if it's impossible to make a movie with an ugly character, with a character that ugly. So he's supposed to be very, very large, and I think he has suspensors that he can't walk because he's so big. So he's got suspensors that fly him around. And David Lynch, had that in the movie, and then
so
we
is
also
it the
had that here too.
Is it the racist fireman from what's the movie called with Mandy Patinkin?
Princess Bride.
No,
Okay.
I can't remember.
Was Mandy Patinkin in another movie?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that who played Grand Moff Tarkin? What's his name? Harkonnen.
No, Drax. Drax played Sting in this Dune movie. In this new Dune movie, Drax was Sting.
Okay, but who was
Dune
the
in French Dispatch? Dan and Saw, David Lynch Dune.
Yeah, David Lynch. Who was the evil guy in the David Lynch Dune?
Sting. Oh, somebody.
No,
the
the
big
big guy.
fat guy. Peter Cushing played Grand Moff Tarkin. Yes, we know that, guys. Peter Cushing. He's wondering.
Please don't play into Rick's.
I know. It's even worse. You're comparing Star Wars and Dune.
Childish.
You cannot compare Star Wars and Dune. It's like comparing the Beatles and the Rolling Stones.
I can.
It's like comparing the Beatles and the Who.
You can compare it. I'm not saying. So this is. I don't have a huge amount of respect. I mean, I love Star Wars, but I also know that it's cobbled together out of all these other things. You know, it's George Lucas playing with intellectual Play-Doh.
It is cobbled together.
And so I'm just saying I didn't realize that he was also cobbling from Dune because I hadn't read Dune.
Okay. All right.
So it's like, oh, okay. He got a slice of Dune in the Star Wars stew also.
Okay,
you know?
if you're talking about cobbling, yes, there was cobbling.
Of course,
yes.
that's what I'm talking about.
All right. Like there were many cobbled things together. Things cobbled together. Okay.
And then the question is George Lucas reading Dune and then going, wow, like I could make a movie that's like Lawrence of Arabia and Dune combined.
And you know what? Why the fuck
That's
didn't George Lucas make Dune?
Yeah, because he made Star Wars. He didn't have to make Dune. He didn't have to pay for frickin'...
Is that like
and
playing
because he didn't want to just do Dune.
Not playing
he was
a cover?
interested in other things.
Yeah, like the Force. They don't have the Force in Dune. There's no Force. So to me that's what's important. Okay, that's like a central piece of Dune and of Star Wars is that in Star Wars the Force comes from all of everything around us, whereas in Dune the power comes from within.
I guess I should clarify. So I disrespect the
cool.
idea. I disrespect the idea of singular minds creating these singular creative works of art, right? And so for me, the reason I'm not necessarily saying Star Wars is bad. I'm just saying that you need to acknowledge that Star Wars didn't spring fully formed from the impressively unique mind of George Lucas. It was him taking a whole bunch of pieces and putting them together, and it was a sum total of his influences. And then on top of it, in an era when you didn't have all of those influences on videotape, so everyone was like, "Oh, this is amazing," and then only film school people would know that. Oh, he just mashed together these three things. Right?
I think I need to watch The Hidden Fortress. Larry is saying that they have the spice in Dune, but so that's...
Yeah. I don't want... Thank you for arguing for me. I don't want to get, But
the spice is not like the Force, though. Again,
you're looking at the tree and you're not looking at the forest. It's like saying,
that's right.
You know what? In Dune, there's a pine forest. In Star Wars, there's a forest of redwoods, and you're like...
I love both of these movies, and they both changed my life. Not movies. I love the movie, and I love the book, and they both changed my life, and I like thinking about them. And these are the two different ways.
It astounds me that you don't see how they're connected.
I see that they're connected in a very superficial way, where characters, have costumes, and it's about space.
Okay, I think it's less than superficial.
Okay. Well, anyway, some other movies Mandy Patinkin are in are Dick Tracy, Ragtime, and Yentl.
Ragtime, thank you. Ragtime, it was Ragtime. The racist fireman in Ragtime. He's in Dune, and I was just wondering in David Lynch's Dune, and I'm just wondering who he is in.
Don't make me want to watch that.
Ragtime?
No, neither.
Ragtime's a great movie. Love that movie.
Okay. Well,
Milos Forman, right? Did he direct Ragtime? Randy Newman's first soundtrack.
Spice. All right. So
It's an
Mike
amazing
Berry.
movie.
Mike Berry is fighting on my side, I think, because he said Spice is about
Again.
interstellar travel and Force is about the energy of the universe.
Again, I guess
They're so different.
they're not
so
that different.
They're
It's-
so. That's
again.
like saying, like, then Star Trek they had blue alcohol, so that's copying it too because there's blue. The Fremen have blue eyes.
I guess we have differing ideas on what inspiration looks like and how
I'm
people
not talking about inspiration. I'm
people
talking about
are inspired by something or they steal from something else and they modify it or they're influenced by it, and so you see obvious connections. But it's not a great way to view creative work in some respects because you don't ever respect. I don't think you ever respect someone on a heroic level. You know, you start analyzing everything people do as a part of a continuum, right? And so it seems like I'm diminishing George Lucas or I'm diminishing Frank Herbert, and I'm not. I'm
No,
just
I
I'm more
understand.
interested
Yeah.
in the
Yeah, the
process they went
connections.
through and what
Yeah.
influenced them, and acknowledging that these people did not create in a vacuum. And so when you talk about Spice and the Force, yeah, you can get into this, you know, super hyper detailed difference between the two, but the reality is that you've got this kind of mystical thing that unites the whole fabric of the universe, right?
which is the Force, whereas Spice is just a hallucinogen that
That's
makes,
all it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all it
that
is.
smells like cinnamon, and makes people hallucinate.
Makes interstellar travel possible. I know this. You're come on.
Yeah, that's a little off, I guess. Yeah, okay. Well, no, I honor your talking about process and how people feed off of each other. But in that case, I want to know why David Lynch. First of all, like, where did he get all his fucked up ideas from? Then, like, where does Eraserhead come from?
Well, he's never confirmed this, but
Yeah, all the
I mean,
Dada movies.
Well, no, him and his wife at the time, his girlfriend got pregnant.
Oh.
I mean, and David Lynch's daughter, you know, kind of talks a little bit about it, but it's definitely a very, very. I mean, if you understand the movie from the context of a strange artist who's all of a sudden. His wife or girlfriend has gotten pregnant and he has no money and nothing. He's just this freak. Then Eraserhead is. I mean, that's it's a disturbing movie. But if you know about the man and his life, it's
Did
even
he-
more disturbing and upsetting.
Did he ever have long hair? Because I
Yeah,
feel like he should have
totally.
long hair.
And so yeah, he totally
Yeah.
like if you look at a total hippie with a Panama hat kind of look. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That makes me feel better.
I
What
mean,
a-
and
Bad
also
Boys.
knowing that David Lynch, you know, like the way he was writing some of, like I think Blue Velvet, at least some of his movies is 3x5 cards, and you know that idea. You write down an idea on a 3x5 card, and when you have 75, you have a movie.
That's good.
You know?
Graham, come in here and do your David Lynch impression. You guys can have a David Lynch off. Graham. Damn it.
It's no need.
I'm not your fucking pull toy.
Yeah,
Is your beard itch?
it helps me think.
Okay.
Um,
Your beard or itching it?
yes.
Okay.
Anyways,
I'm sorry.
Dune.
I interrupted you.
thumbs up, thumbs down, Rose.
I give it a giant thumbs up, Rick.
Yeah,
What about you?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I like movies.
Lost, found, or rewound, Rick?
I liked it. I mean, I did like it. It's not.
I want to see it again
It's
without
not
the
Children of
commentary
Men.
track.
For instance, I'm trying to think of a movie that I saw.
What's his
and that
name
was
make
over
that?
10 years ago. I'm trying to think of movies I've seen in the theater recently that are new that had a profound effect on me. You know?
Did it have so it didn't have a profound effect on you?
No,
Yeah.
but I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it as a movie watching experience, and it did not make me angry, and I only laughed at it once or twice, which is pretty good for me as a cynic, jaded, elitist.
I heard somebody talk, but I couldn't hear what they said.
Don't
Theme-
say theme park
oh,
ride.
it's-
Yeah, no. I definitely felt like it was above a theme park ride. Oh, he's going to pick up his brother.
But I
He
don't
needs a
have.
key.
I don't believe I have a key. When I have the key, I put it over by the. Oh,
You don't have to.
that's
Here,
that's
just
so
take
cool.
the key
I
and
love
go.
having a kid that can drive.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, no. It. Like I said,
I'm
I was
glad you
I was
liked
ready
it.
to
Yeah.
ready to not enjoy it at all,
And
I
you
thought
didn't
it was
fall
fun.
asleep either during it.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Can you say what you liked about it?
Visually, really impressive.
You know what I woke up this morning thinking about the sunlight that you'd see shining through like the cracks in the edifices that they were in, like they're like inside some, the Liet Kynes, which we haven't even discussed, but that was a sipping your Coke and then like spitting out beer moment for me. But the biological station, when or the ecological station, sorry, when they're in there, so it's huge. It's kind of like like it was like my vision of this book that I've had for so many years. Like I was watching it on the screen, and it made me cry a bunch of times too.
Yeah,
but
and
just
I
the
need to
sun
look
shining
and
through
see if
that.
his if the designer, the
Yeah.
sort of set designer, is consistent throughout his movies. So cinema, Roger Deakins did the Blade Runner, so it's a different cinematographer. I don't think Roger Deakins did this one, and so like how much to give. So I think he's very good at the visual consistency. And that's something I love now about this era of filmmaking and the amount of money that's flying around. It's like I've talked about this before, kind of like the Netflix, Amazon era is how these worlds are so well executed, like how much money is being dumped into the visual aspect of a lot of these productions, especially historical ones. But this one is, so being able to create a complete environment or environments and world, definitely very well done. And yeah, I didn't get for how much craziness is in it, and how many characters. It did a good job of juggling it all.
Yeah, and so I
love the ending, the duel or whatever it was, and the character so that was the thing. So I don't. Yeah, this is a spoiler thing, so I won't talk about it. But that moment, because I hadn't read the books, that was a great moment where it was like, okay, this idea of him seeing these people in his dreams, and then that one character that he's seeing, his friend or whatever, right? And then you realize, or this person that's with him, right, is this person that has something to do with him later, at the end of the movie, but their relationship is completely different than what you expect, right? So there's the Zendaya dream person, and then there's the other dream person, and I really like that. But I think that must be in the movie or in the book, right? Anyways, yeah, I like that. That was that level of, yeah.
I definitely have to see it again.
And that was the thing, is like when he got the sword, like I felt like there should have been more of like a repetition of scenes as opposed to just like a shot of the sword.
Yeah, and
bunch of
that I don't
times.
remember a special sword at all in the book Dune, but
The
that would not be. Yeah,
tooth sword.
we both remembered the tooth, but from the David Lynch movie. But I remember it from the book, but I don't remember the one sword I remember is his mom getting the Chris knife at the beginning from that was like in the book. But the sword, I know. So once you pick up the sword, oh, that's Excalibur, Rick.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, how much?
These are tropes, aren't they?
Tropes. There are only 7 stories. Joseph Campbell, hero's journey. It's all the same stuff. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? So the lady who was talking about hip hop today in our faculty meeting, I thought there were 4 pillars of hip hop, but apparently there are 9.
Depends on who you talk to.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find out. The
All
sword
right.
is called a lightsaber. Sorry I was late, everybody. Thanks, Joe. They're so different. The movies are so different.
All right. Have a good couple of weeks. Stay safe.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Why is this not playing?
Nah,
Oh, wrong fader.
nah.
There we go.